Silver investment demand is growing by 34% in the next 12 months. So the Silver Institute just released a report in the last couple weeks saying that silver demand for both industrial demand and also for investment demand is set to grow in the double digits. They are projecting industrial demand to grow by 13% over the next 12 months, mainly because of solar panel usage, and they are predicting an absolutely enormous increase in investment demand, a 6-year high. They are predicting silver demand to grow by 34%. A lot of this has to do with the growth in silver demand from the Sprott Physical Silver Trust, which passed over 150 million ounces of silver in the Sprott Physical Silver Trust. It was back in June or July of 2021. And also, as you can see there with the chart on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, is Indian silver imports. They have exploded in September and October. Big spikes compared to the last 12 to 18 months. Big spikes in Indian silver demand and Indian silver imports in September and October of 2021, especially compared to the last 12 to 18 months. And with the chart on the upper right-hand side, courtesy of Steve St. Angelo at the SRS Rocco report, you have a big increase in net silver bar and coin demand, but a lot of it also has to do, like I said, with the Sprott Physical Silver Trust, which, unlike SLV, is not paper silver. SLV is paper silver. The audits are not independent and legit. There are a ton of loopholes, legal loopholes, in the prospectus allowing the custodians of the SLV to basically do whatever they want. Whereas the Sprott Physical Silver Trust, that is not the case. Unfortunately, right now, this has not affected the paper silver price in US dollars, but it is very, very clear that foreigners and more savvy investors are buying the dip for physical silver. However, in my opinion, physical silver, if you are an American citizen, is not an investment. It's just for savings, insurance, and wealth preservation to preserve your purchasing power because of the way physical silver and physical gold are taxed. For U.S. citizens, they are taxed as a collectible. You cannot buy and hold them and get a much lower long-term capital gains tax rate on buying and holding physical silver here in the U.S. if you are an American citizen. In other countries, this is not the case, but this is the case for Americans where they are taxed as a collectible, and you do not get to lock in a low tax rate by buying and holding. Finally, if you like content like this and want to help keep content like this free so it doesn't all end up behind a paywall, or you want far more in-depth content research, financial education, and analysis than I provide in these short little free videos, there are now over 190 articles and audio podcasts exclusive for patrons, all for the cost of a Starbucks cup of coffee per month. That is only $5 a month. I think it is one of the best deals out there. And just in the last 21 or so weeks, there are now 34 new articles and audio podcasts out on a lot of interesting topics about global macro companies and sectors, including 3 new audio podcasts out in the last 10 or so days, a uranium market update, a update on the Q3 earnings for gold miners, and then also an update on Fortuna Silver, the problems that they're having in Mexico, and a geopolitical risk for mining, as we're having a lot of problems for mining companies in Mexico, in Peru, and also in Chile that will, over the next 3 to 5 years, in my opinion, they're going to make it very, very difficult for a lot of new silver supply to come online because of these policies that these governments in South America and Latin America are inflicting upon mining companies. And you're seeing pretty much all primary silver miners over the last 6 to 8 years, they've had to buy gold mines. But the last few remaining holdouts of mining companies that were primary silver miners, most of them were operating in Mexico. They, in 2021, have even had to buy gold mines, most of them in the United States, to diversify political risk outside of Mexico. And because, honestly, there's not a lot of good economic silver projects when silver prices are this low. Most of the remaining economic silver projects left on the planet need at least $30, $35, $40 an ounce silver. So there's a lack of quality silver projects left to develop. Most of them are very, very high capex to build the mine, very, very low grade, and very, very high cost to build the mine and also maintain the mine. So they're looking at much, much higher silver prices in order to be economic. Not silver prices around $25 an ounce, more like silver prices at $35 an ounce or higher. So if I could wrap up this short little video very quickly, we're seeing a lot of evidence of physical silver demand, both for the Sprott Physical Silver Trust, which continues to bring in more and more silver in 2021, but also foreign investors, especially out of India, where there's been big spikes in Indian silver imports the last couple months, as you can see there with the chart on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. And the Silver Institute is predicting an enormous increase in silver demand on the investment side, a pretty decent increase in silver demand on the industrial side. But the real big increase is on investment demand outside of the United States. So while some people have given up on the silver short squeeze, sold their silver, sold their gold stocks, sold their silver stocks, and bought cryptocurrencies and are chasing prices higher, there are a lot of foreigners buying the dip for physical silver, taking advantage of these manipulated paper prices. And I suspect that this will continue. So if China is going to maintain this crypto ban for regular Chinese people, I would not be surprised in the next 3 to 6 months to start to see big increases in Chinese silver demand. I have not seen any stories yet showing big, enormous spikes in physical silver, the way that gold has had a big increase in physical investment demand out of China. But I would not be surprised to see actual data, some actual information, and some of these charts similar to India of big increases in physical demand for silver out of China in the next 3, 6, 8, 12 months. If this continues, where the paper silver price in US dollars is manipulated and held in check, because you're starting to see Indians accumulate massive amounts of physical silver because of this. And I think you're going to see that happen in China in the near future as well.